I think there's a phrase that was actually invented around Doctor Who, which was behind the couch viewing.
Yes.
Which is, this was a family show, so to speak, but these kids would watch it with their parents and they'd hide behind the couch during the scary parts.
That's, yeah.
And I was curious, like, how you were watching this show so young, and if, you know what I mean? Like, was it scaring you, but you loved it, or no?
Never, didn't scare me at all. I used to want it to be, I wanted the monsters to be more horrifying. I loved the scariness of it. I loved the kind of thrill of it.
Did you spend a lot of time alone as a kid?
I did, actually. I'd spent a lot of time in the back garden making up stories, making up TV shows, often Doctor Who based. The iteration of the Doctor that was around when I was young was played by an actor called Tom Baker, and he had a long, multicoloured knitted scarf.
Right, yeah.
And my granny knitted me one.
She did?
She did. So I would put that on and run around the garden.
Do you still have it?
I do still have it, yeah, yeah.
You wear it to bed every night, don't you? No.
I haven't. It's in storage right now, but I know where it is. Yeah.
When you watched that first episode that you were on of Doctor Who, it must have felt like pressure, because you have to come out like you're swashbuckling, witty, confident. Like, you cannot ease into that role. You had to sort of go in 90 miles an hour and be that presence. And I was just curious about, after loving it so much as a kid, if it felt like pressure, or if it felt like this is what I've been waiting to do my whole life.
Well, I couldn't pretend I wasn't prepared. You know, I'd watched every episode that had existed, so
right.
I knew the show. I knew, and I had a great script, and that's what it came down to.
Yeah, it's funny. It's because you're stepping into a role where you're a different human embodiment of this role that's already in service. So in some ways, are you sort of calling on other actors' performances?
I'm not sure. I think probably because I knew the show so well and I'd been a huge fan of it, inevitably I probably did, but not specifically. I didn't say, I'll do that Tom Baker used to do, and I'll steal that from Peter Davison, and I'll do Colin Baker's funny hand gesture or whatever it might be. I didn't do any of that. I just sort of, I saw the script and I thought, well, I know this show. I've been sort of preparing for this all my life on some subconscious level.
Did you call your dad when you got cast?
I didn't. It was one of these top secret things, because it's such a big deal, particularly in the UK. It was quite a toxic secret to have to keep, and you were very aware that I didn't want to give anyone else the burden of that. So I just sort of kept it to myself for weeks. And then just before it got announced, I called my mum and dad and told them, obviously.
What was that like?
It just seemed so implausible.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't quite take it in, I think, at first. And then they were thrilled. They really enjoyed it. And they watched every episode, and they were always very supportive. And I think they just enjoyed the ride, that it sort of, I mean, I don't know, it must have been very peculiar for them to have grown up with me running around the back garden in my long knitted scarf, and then to see me effectively doing the same thing on national television.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.